Gentlemen, I need you to stop whatever you're doing right now. Put down that coffee cup for just 1 second. Look straight at me, because what I'm about to share with you today is not some internet clickbait, not a sponsored ad, not a magic pill commercial. This is the conversation I have behind closed doors with my patients every single week, and I've decided it's time the world hears it too. I'm Dr. Victor, a practicing urologist with over 14 years of clinical experience. I've sat across from thousands of men in their 50s, 60s, 70s, even their 80s, and I've heard the same story over and over again. Doc, I don't know what happened. I used to feel unstoppable. Now I wake up in the morning and something's just missing. And you know exactly what I mean, don't you? That familiar feeling, or rather, the absence of it. That morning confidence that used to greet you every single day without fail. Well, today I'm going to tell you something that most doctors won't, because they're too busy writing prescriptions. The solution might already be sitting in your kitchen cabinet, and it starts with something you do every single morning anyway. Your very first cup of coffee. So before we dive in, do me one favor, drop a comment below right now and tell me, where are you watching from? I genuinely love knowing how far this community reaches. And if you've been struggling in silence, this video is for you. You are not alone. Let's talk. Here's the truth about your body after 50 that nobody sits you down and explains properly. When you were in your 20s and 30s, your body was running like a brand new Ferrari. Everything optimized, everything firing perfectly. But somewhere around 45 to 55, three things start happening simultaneously, and this combination is what creates the problem you're experiencing. First, your testosterone starts declining, slowly, steadily, about 1 to 2% every year after 40. Second, your blood vessels begin losing their flexibility, a condition we call endothelial dysfunction, meaning they can't dilate and open up the way they used to. And third, and this is the big one, your body's production of nitric oxide drops dramatically. Now, let me ask you something. Have you ever heard of nitric oxide before? Because if you haven't, pay very close attention right now. Nitric oxide is essentially the master switch for male performance. It is the chemical signal that tells the smooth muscle tissue inside your blood vessels to relax, open wide, and allow maximum blood flow into the tissues that need it most. When you're young, your body produces plenty of it, but after 50, that production can drop by 50% or more, and no amount of willpower, confidence, or attraction to your partner can override basic blood vessel biology. This is a plumbing issue, gentlemen. And your morning coffee, the habit you already have, can become the most powerful daily tool you have to fight back. Let me show you exactly how. Now, before I walk you through each ingredient, I want to address something. Some of you right now are thinking, Doc, I already take medication for this. Why does this matter? Great question. And here's my honest answer as a urologist. Medications treat the symptom. What I'm about to share with you targets the root cause, the actual biological environment in your body that created the problem in the first place. These two approaches are not in competition. Think of medication as a bridge, and these ingredients as rebuilding the road underneath that bridge. One is temporary, one is foundational. And for those of you who haven't started any medication yet, these natural tools may be powerful enough that you never need to. Let's get into it. Ingredient number 5, and we're counting down to the most powerful, is cinnamon. Now stay with me here, because I know what you're thinking. Cinnamon? Seriously, Doc? Yes, seriously. But we're not talking about the stuff you sprinkle on your toast. We're talking about a very specific type called Ceylon cinnamon, sometimes labeled as true cinnamon, and the distinction matters enormously. The more common variety sold in most grocery stores is called cassia cinnamon, and it contains high levels of a compound called coumarin, which can be hard on your liver if consumed daily. Ceylon cinnamon is gentle, potent, and safe for daily use. 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon in your morning coffee. That's it. Now here's the science that makes this relevant to your performance. High and unstable blood sugar, even if you're not diabetic, acts like sandpaper on the inside of your arteries. It triggers a process called glycation, where sugar molecules literally attach to and damage the walls of your blood vessels. And the smallest, most critical blood vessels in your body, the ones responsible for delivering blood flow to the right place at the right time, are the first to suffer. Cinnamon's natural polyphenols are powerful blood sugar regulators. Multiple peer-reviewed studies have shown that regular cinnamon consumption can significantly reduce fasting blood sugar and improve insulin sensitivity. Healthier blood sugar means healthier blood vessels. Healthier blood vessels means better, more reliable blood flow where it counts. And as a bonus, Ceylon cinnamon slows the absorption of caffeine slightly, which means instead of that sharp spike and crash you feel from plain black coffee, you get a smooth, sustained energy release that lasts hours. My patients who add this report feeling less jittery, more focused, and noticeably calmer throughout their morning. Now tell me, does that sound like something worth trying? Ingredient number 4 is pure, unsweetened cocoa powder. 1 teaspoon. Not hot chocolate mix. That's loaded with sugar and defeats the entire purpose. I mean pure, dark, almost black, unsweetened cocoa powder. This one is a nitric oxide powerhouse, and I cannot overstate how important that makes it for what we're discussing today. Cocoa is loaded with compounds called flavonoids, specifically epicatechin and catechin, and these flavonoids do something extraordinary inside your body. They directly stimulate your endothelial cells, the cells lining your blood vessels, to produce more nitric oxide. Remember, nitric oxide is the master switch. A landmark study published in the Journal of Hypertension found that men who consumed cocoa flavonoids daily experienced measurable improvements in blood vessel function, comparable in some cases to certain medications, without any of the side effects. We're talking about a documented 30% improvement in arterial dilation. That is significant. That is the kind of number that should make you put down whatever else you're doing and go buy cocoa powder today. But here's what I love most about cocoa. It doesn't just work below the belt. It contains natural mood-enhancing compounds, including anandamide, which your body also produces when you feel joy and connection, and phenylethylamine, which acts as a natural antidepressant. Because, let me be honest with you, gentlemen, half of performance is mental. Half of it lives in your head, in your confidence, in your emotional state. When you feel good, everything works better. And cocoa helps you feel genuinely good. Mix it into your coffee and you've got yourself a guilt-free, sugar-free mocha that's actively working to restore your vascular health every single morning. Ingredient number 3, and this one surprises most of my patients, is maca root powder. Maca is a root vegetable that grows at altitudes of 14,000 feet in the Andes Mountains of Peru. For thousands of years, indigenous populations have used it as a staple food and a natural performance enhancer. They actually called it their natural Viagra. But here's the critical difference. It doesn't work anything like a pharmaceutical drug. It doesn't force a temporary response in your body. It works slowly, sustainably, from the inside out. Maca is what's called an adaptogen, meaning it helps your body adapt to stress and restore hormonal balance. And crucially, it doesn't inject hormones into your body from the outside. It supports and stimulates your body's own natural hormone production. It appears to work by influencing the hypothalamus and pituitary gland, the master controllers of your entire endocrine system. A clinical study published in 2009 found that men who took approximately 2.4 grams of maca daily, about 1 teaspoon, for just 12 weeks reported significant improvements in desire, performance, and overall psychological well-being. Now, 1 teaspoon might not sound like much, but consistency is the game here. This is not a one-time fix. This is a daily investment in your biology. Start with half a teaspoon if you're new to it. Yellow maca is the mildest and best for beginners. Black maca is generally considered the most potent for energy and stamina. Add it to your coffee, and one of my 57-year-old patients, a retired firefighter, told me something I'll never forget. He said, "Dr. Victor, it wasn't a sudden physical change. It was more like someone slowly turned the lights back on. I started looking forward to mornings again. That restored sense of vitality and purpose. That's what we're really chasing here, isn't it?" Ingredient number 2, and I know this one sounds strange, is coconut oil, or MCT oil. 1 teaspoon blended into your hot coffee. And before you close this video thinking I've lost my mind, hear me out, because the science here is both simple and profound. Testosterone, your primary male hormone, is synthesized from cholesterol and dietary fat. It literally requires fat as its raw building material. If you've been on a low-fat diet for years, or if you've been avoiding fat out of fear, you may have been unknowingly depriving your body of the essential materials it needs to manufacture its own testosterone. Coconut oil and MCT oil provide medium-chain triglycerides, a specific type of fat that is processed rapidly by the liver and converted almost immediately into usable energy. Unlike long-chain fats that get stored, MCTs become fuel. One clinical study found that men consuming MCTs regularly had measurably higher testosterone levels compared to men consuming other types of dietary fat. You are literally giving your body the raw ingredients to build more of its own natural hormone. And the secondary benefit? That fat dramatically slows the release of caffeine into your bloodstream. Instead of the chaotic spike and crash of plain coffee, you get 4 to 5 hours of smooth, clean, focused mental energy. No brain fog, no 10 a.m. slump, no reaching for a sugary snack out of desperation. Just clarity. And that clarity, that feeling of being mentally sharp and in control, directly translates to confidence. And confidence, as I said before, is half the battle. One important note, you must blend it. Stirring will just leave an oily layer on top. Use a small frother, an immersion blender, or shake it vigorously in a sealed jar for 30 seconds. The result is a rich, creamy, latte-like texture that honestly tastes incredible. If you have a sensitive digestive system, start with just half a teaspoon and give your body a week to adjust. And now, ingredient number 1. The one I saved for last because it is, in my clinical opinion, the most underrated and the most powerful. Ginger, fresh grated ginger, a thin slice, or 1/4 teaspoon of powdered ginger in your morning coffee. That's all. Ginger contains active compounds called gingerols and shogaols, which are both potent anti-inflammatories and powerful vasodilators, meaning they open up your blood vessels and dramatically improve circulation throughout your entire body. But here's the part that genuinely fascinates me as a urologist. And this is the part I want you to really listen to. Emerging research suggests that ginger may actively increase testosterone production by protecting the testes from oxidative stress. Your testicular cells are constantly exposed to heat, physical pressure from prolonged sitting, psychological stress, and normal metabolic byproducts, all of which damage testosterone-producing cells over time. Ginger's antioxidant compounds appear to shield those cells and help them function more efficiently. A 2012 clinical study showed a remarkable 17.7% increase in testosterone levels in men who supplemented with ginger daily for just 3 months. The researchers believe the mechanism involves an increase in luteinizing hormone, the signal your brain sends to your testes, telling them to produce testosterone. More luteinizing hormone means more testosterone. More testosterone means better energy, better mood, better drive, and yes, better performance. Ginger also adds a warm, spicy, invigorating kick to your coffee that wakes up your entire system, not just your brain. My patients describe it as the difference between a gentle alarm clock and a full system reboot. One important caution: if you are currently on blood-thinning medications, please consult your physician before adding ginger to your daily routine, as it can have mild blood-thinning effects. And start with just a 1/4 teaspoon. A little goes a long way. Now here's the question I know some of you are asking right now. Doc, am I supposed to be measuring 5 different things every morning while I'm half asleep? Absolutely not. Let me give you the simplest possible starting plan. Take Ceylon cinnamon, unsweetened cocoa powder, and Maca powder, the 3 easiest ingredients to work with, and mix them together in equal parts in a small jar. Keep that jar right next to your coffee maker. every single morning, scoop 1 level teaspoon of that blend directly into your cup before you pour the coffee. Stir it in. Done. 5 seconds. 3 powerful ingredients. 1 simple habit. That's your starting point. In the second week, add your coconut oil or MCT oil. Blend it. By week 3, add ginger. Give your body time to adjust to each addition and pay attention to how you feel. Keep a simple daily note on your phone. Rate your energy, your mood, your mental sharpness. Note anything that changes, including those morning situations. I am confident that within 30 days, you will feel a difference significant enough that you'll never want to stop. Not because it's a miracle, but because you're finally giving your body what it has been quietly asking for. Gentlemen, I want to close with something that I feel very strongly about as a doctor and as a man. There is an enormous amount of shame and silence around this topic. Men suffer privately for years before they ever mention it to anyone, including their doctor. And that silence costs them years of quality of life, connection with their partners, and confidence in themselves. I want you to hear this clearly. Struggling with energy, performance, and vitality after 50 is not a character flaw. It is not weakness. It is biology. And biology can be supported, optimized, and in many cases, significantly reversed with the right approach. You spent decades building your life, your career, your family. You deserve to feel strong, energetic, and fully alive in this chapter too. Your body has not given up on you. It just needs the right fuel, and that fuel might be as simple as upgrading the coffee you're already drinking every single morning. Cinnamon, cocoa, maca, coconut oil, and ginger. 5 natural, science-backed, kitchen-accessible ingredients that real men in my practice have used to reclaim their mornings, their confidence, and their vitality. You don't need a prescription for this. You don't need an expensive clinic visit. You just need to start. Tomorrow morning, when you make your coffee, remember this conversation. Remember that you made a choice today, a choice to take back control, to invest in yourself, and to refuse to accept decline as inevitable. Because it is not inevitable, not for you. Now here is your call to action, and I want you to actually do this, not just watch and scroll away. Drop a comment below right now and tell me which of these 5 ingredients you are going to try first. Your answer might be exactly the push another man in this community needs to get started. If this video gave you hope, if it gave you real information you can actually use, please hit that subscribe button right now. I release honest, practical, no-nonsense men's health content every single week, and I read every comment personally. Share this video with one man in your life who you know needs to hear this. A brother, a friend, a colleague. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do for someone you care about is hand them information that could genuinely change their daily life. This is Dr. Victor, reminding you, small, consistent, intentional changes lead to extraordinary results. Your best mornings are not behind you. They are ahead of you. Stay strong, gentlemen. I'll see you in the next one.